Woo!
Yeah. We are live, we are live, we are live, we are live. Yeah, episode 1 of the Python Flask Mob, powered by Hashdeep, Matt, and Kukula. Yeah, very nice. So I was just having a little chat with Federico. He shared a book. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Here.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's a link to yeah, nice.
What? Are you sharing your screen? Okay. Okay. I see. There's a GitHub repo. It's a book of sorts. I thought when you said you talked to Federico, I didn't know it was in the channel.
Yeah, of course it was in the channel.
Test-driven development and JavaScript. Ooh.
Yeah, at least it's making Matt read JavaScript with some oomph.
Yeah, I know. That's the way to get interested in Python.
Yeah. So yeah, so today I don't know. I had been going through some Udemy courses. I don't know if
I just bought two and started watching.
yeah, you bought a Flask course.
Yeah, I bought built a SaaS app in Flask. This looks interesting.
Which one?
Built a SaaS app with
Flask. Okay, this one.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks quite interesting and complicated. And another one I bought is about APIs because I'm gonna work mostly with APIs.
Okay. So
has everyone heard the good news, Daniel, or I mean you threw it out there. I'm gonna work with APIs, but I don't know if everyone knows what you're talking about. Or if you want
to. Yeah, Daniel the genius.
Myself, about this. They gave me, a programming assignment, and it was said that I can do it in any language, so I've done it in Ruby. But yeah, they told me no, we want this in Flask. So I had this.
Right.
I had this working in Ruby, so porting it to Flask. Yeah, it took me like a couple of hours, but it wasn't that hard. If you got everything working, then you just copy and.
Yeah. So this one, I think one thing that it's common about some other Flask courses that I don't see here is the bit of Matt, what have you been working on with Rails, the payment thing?
PayPal?
Not PayPal.
Stripe. There is Stripe. Yeah, they use Stripe in this one.
Yeah, I've been working mostly with PayPal, but like we do have Stripe stuff as well, but I haven't actually jumped into the Stripe stuff.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I think this can be a good lead for. There are even more sections. Internationalization.
Yeah, you got processing microtransactions.
It's really interesting, to see the different prices, depending on where you live,
Yeah, I think this is Valentine's Day offer.
I was just trying to see what all courses. Oh, here we go. Flask.
How much did you buy it for Kukula? $11?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for mine right now, the same ones that are $11.99 for you are $23.99, but in reais, and so that would be like that would be $6.
$6?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I want to move to Brazil.
I mean, it's funny because it's all like crossed out. It's like 300 reais for $23.99. But what I always do is like I always go to like look at the free courses first, you know, and they have they do have 2 free courses, but they're, you know, a lot of times they're a little bit outdated. But they have like a Flask tutorial step by step that you create your first website and a RESTful API using Python and Flask.
Yeah, that's what on GitHub you create this Flasker blogging platform, and this is the same, but this is TDD, not like, you know, in the official tutorial. So it might be a bit better.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to look for a book. Federico has shared that, the GitHub one. Yeah, but if there are better books that we can get, maybe that could come in handy. I don't know if Hashdeep, do you have any book of interest?
No, right now I don't have. Which book do you want?
For Flask. So Kukula just identified this course on Udemy, building a SaaS app with Flask, which is something we might consider going through during this mob.
Yeah, but you know, look at the comments. The people say that it's a bit complicated because the app is quite big, and the guy just, you know, talks you through his code. Like, it's not coding it live, like some of the courses.
Oh, okay. What are the comments? Oh, these guys.
So, you know, I've chosen it because of that, because, you know, I want something more complicated. No, yeah, no, not just, you know, a basic Flask.
Okay. Yeah, but live coding is more fun. Live coding
I just found this the Flask mega tutorial part as well that looks like, I'm not sure exactly, but it's like and there's also like this Flask web development book that is, the author's name is Miguel. Like what you could do as well is you could get in contact with him as like and explain what Agile Ventures does and ask him if we'd be willing to like donate any copies of it, like for us to go through in mobs, you know. I sent you a link if you want to. But yeah, it's that first one there. Oh, so it looks like you've already seen that one.
Hi, Sire.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, still agenda left, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like you've seen this before, though, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
I've seen this before.
there's this guy Miguel Greenberg that that you could, you know, you could enter in contact with, like as, you know, representing Agile Ventures, and see if he's willing to donate a couple copies of the book for us to go through in the mobs, you know.
Okay.
A lot of times, like, you know, if you present, you know, us as a charity that helps with, you know, what we do, then people are willing to.
Yeah. So are these not links to the actual book? No, it's just overviews. Yes, and Huawei.
Yeah. If you're looking for the legacy version of this tutorial, it's here. If you'd like to support my work on this blog or just don't have patience to wait for weekly articles, I'm offering a complete version of the tutorial package as an ebook or set of videos.
Okay.
Yeah, don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, this can be a nice one, I think. But it's $32. Oh my God, $32.
Yeah, I mean, before you pay for it, I would do what I'm saying, like, see if he's willing to donate it,
Okay.
because a lot of the books and courses that we have that we use in the mobs have been donated in one form or another,
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll make a point and
It's like we're not even necessarily asking for a hard copy of it, It's like the ebook would be, or a PDF of it would be fine,
yeah.
because it's easier to distribute it across, like, our, like, we're all remote. But this thing that what's his name, Federico sent you, that's like uses Flask and
Federico
TDD.
Shed.
Yeah, it looks interesting,
Come, I can't find it again.
They have like that book as well, the course, the microservices with Docker, Flask, and React. That seems really interesting as well.
Oh shit.
That maybe we could get for free. Or or people can.
Yeah. I don't know, but this one.
I'm not looking. Yeah, if you go down, there's that course. This tutorial is powered by test driven and please support by but like, yeah, there's the course. It looks like a course that you can go through, right?
Yeah.
It was last updated in October 7th to Python 3.7.
Yeah. I think that's the latest version of Python.
They use Bootstrap, which is not.
Yeah.
I don't know. How are you, Daniel? Are you enjoying working with Semantic UI? Because you've been doing some stuff with the RFM project as well with Semantic UI.
Yeah.
I also started using Bulma. Looks nice. Doesn't have that much components, but yeah, just to learn it. Yeah, so.
Yep. I saw that Boomar and the Human Connection, like the legacy Human Connection app, they're using Boomar. I didn't really know what it was, but now that you mention it, it makes more sense. I know that Robert was saying that if he had to choose again, he probably wouldn't choose Semantic UI. And you've been working on the Championer 1, which is using Materialize, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which seems quite nice as well.
It's all so similar.
Yeah, right. The Materialize, though, it comes with it has that like pink default color, Oh, nice. Oh, thanks, Harshdeep.
Yeah, I found it book there.
I mean, I still think it would be. I still think it might be worth getting in contact with the guy and just explaining who we are, and I mean, yeah, I don't know if you're comfortable doing that, Mike, but if not, then Federico or I could do it for you. But I think you should feel free to take the lead on it if you want.
Yeah. So which book is this? I should have just shared.
You have to request the authorization.
Yeah. The one from Flask Web Development.
Oh, okay. Is that it? Okay, maybe I'll. But where do I get his contacts?
I mean, I'm sure it's published.
I,
Like,
I have given you access. Refresh it.
sorry.
Or refresh the page, Mike. I think
Ah.
that book will open.
Woohoo! Yeah. I think we have our book. We can all
I mean,
agree.
we still need to like be somewhat careful because we're like a charity and we're recording all of our sessions, and we like again, like I think it'd be best if we try to get the consent of the author, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, we have to get the consent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we found it yet. Like, you know, if he just shuts us down or doesn't respond or anything like that, then I think, you know, it could be, depending on, you know, how people feel differently about it. Like, but you know, this could be a resource for you yourself to learn in private if you don't have a problem with that. But like if we're doing it in a very public recorded session, then I think it's best if we actually talk to the author and get his consent, you know.
Yeah, I think he's on Twitter.
Yeah,
And
that's I mean,
is that official enough?
Twitter. Yeah, I think so. Why not? I mean, it's the same. It's like sending an email in the olden days.
I think we'll.
I'm just trying to see if I can.
We'll definitely consult him. Thanks, Matt, for the.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah. But then just to review maybe the table of contacts.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is also as well, like we should probably have a look and see if it's even the book we want to go through, you know. And like, you know, in the meantime, we do have other resources that are like open source that we could be going through and kind of trying to research better, like what this book is going through and what are other alternatives. Like there's this microservices book that is like goes hand in hand with this Flask TDD like repo. So maybe
I think you're breaking. I don't know. I didn't get what you said about microservices.
There's also this microservices with Docker, Flask, and React, which is a book that we could also be looking at, maybe trying to talk to them about donating copies. It's this Michael Herman, and they do have already like that course, that open source Flask TDD course is like by the same guy. So you know, he has some open source, so maybe he would be willing to at least have a conversation about donating a copy.
This is a book as well?
Yeah, it's a book. Yeah. I found it on this this site here. That's like the best Flask books of 2019. So they have like the Flask Mega tutorial from Michael Grimberg, and also this test-driven.io, which is it's an intermediate level guide.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know. Maybe it's a little over. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe it's a little of an overkill for now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like the Flask TDD course would be a good first start, in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people think.
Yeah, I think it will be good.
The one from GitHub.
Yeah.
I went through this tutorial from the official site, and yeah, it was all right.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you've already done.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a job thanks to this tutorial.
Right. Yeah, right. Well, that's a good endorsement.
Nice.
You want a job working in Flask? You sold me.
Can you share the link, please?
It's in the Premium Extra channel today, but we can share it as well here, because you have to scroll up to find it in the Premium Extra channel. There it is. So how is it that we? I mean, maybe this is a really stupid question. So sorry if it's stupid. But how is it that we get started with this tutorial? Is that like I clicked through to this link that led me to like the microservices with Docker, Flask, and React. But then it's like, it looks like it's like asking you to buy the course. Is there like, I mean, there's a course preview that's like part 1 and 2. Is that the course is like the first two are for free, and then after that you can continue the other 5 parts for if you pay? Is that how it is?
Which one are you talking about? The GitHub course?
Yes. Well, the GitHub course leads to like, if you scroll down, like there's like a changelog, and then there's like contents. And then if you click on the first contents, it's like test-driven development. And that leads you to a link that's on the testdriven.io.
Yeah.
No, that's something else.
That's a different course. Okay.
Yeah.
So you just scroll down and then like go to the download Python, and then you download Python, and then you project setup, and you just follow the README.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like that.
Okay. Cool.
So here?
Well, I mean, if we have consensus that we could go through this, and in the meantime, like get in contact with different authors and ask for, I mean, this microservices course is like 70. They're asking $40 for 7 parts. I mean, maybe they would be willing to donate a couple, or the book or whatever. We could, Mike, you could like share a live share, and we could go through like this README in the meantime.
Okay.
What do you think? I mean, I guess for you, Daniel, would you recommended the course, but for you, would that be interesting to do it again, or are you looking like maybe to do a tutorial that's not necessarily intermediate or advanced, since the rest of us are starting, but something that's a little bit different than what you've already done?
I mean, don't look at me, because I'm gonna, push for the next month. I need to get up to speed. So yeah, don't look at me at all.
Okay. But it won't be boring for you. Like, and you can help try to explain, like, because I don't know, for me, one of the best ways I think, like, for you to make sure that you have a really good understanding of the subject is to try to help other people to learn it. So
yeah, I can try. No, I don't know much.
go. And Harshdeep, you have some experience with Flask as well? Sorry I don't remember if you've already told me.
No. I have with Python. Yeah, I have experience with Python.
Cool. And Mike, you have experience with Python as well.
Yeah, Python. Not Flask.
Okay. And what about you, Sid?
No experience.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
with Python.
Yeah, me either. I also, like, a shameless plug that the Refactoring Book Club later today they're refactoring some open source code using Python. So if people are interested in having some like homework, that might be a good opportunity. So you're just like I'm assuming you already have Python 3.7.
Yeah. So maybe we need to go through setting that up.
I mean, I'm gonna check locally what I have set up. Does anyone not have Python on their computer?
You probably have Python as well. It doesn't have to be 3.7. I don't think there is, any difference between 3.7 and 3.6. And
Yes.
Yeah,
I have
maybe just for the
3.5.
browser.
there is, but probably not for this tutorial.
Yeah.
You have version 1.3?
Sorry?
Mike has Python 1.3, I think.
I don't think there's 1.3. I think it starts with 2.7.
Huh.
I think there's a problem with fish. I think they mean to say 3 point something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be. I mean, that's weird.
If I do Python, if I just do
Python
Python,
minus version.
Yeah, it's minus version, no? Because I don't know. Yeah, mine when I do mine -v, it like opens up the terminal like
Something strange came up.
yeah, like
Python 3, yeah, you have to do Python 3 space
Yeah.
minus version.
mine is 3.6.
And if I were to want to upgrade my Python, do I do that with pip or?
No, pip is just for the modules. Python you have to do it, apt.
Apt-get. Okay. Or yeah. Just apt.
Ubuntu has Python 3, I think. Ubuntu has Python 2 and 3 as well.
Ah, okay.
All right. So it's like
We can have a look because the last commit was, updating to Python 3.7. We can check, what was changed and because I don't think there will be, any bigger changes. The commit was just updated to Travis, so the code is the same, just just the deployment.
I was looking here on this site, and it was saying to do like a sudo update alternatives. I don't know if you're.
If you got this on the disk,
Which Python 3. Okay. User bin Python 3, yeah, and then Python 3. Is it just 3.7 or 3.7.1?
I have 3.7.1, but it will work with 3.6 the same, as I'm saying. The only changes on GitHub was updates to Travis, to the deployment pipeline to change the Python version. Nothing to the code, so.
So I don't have 3.6, I have 3.5. So are you saying like it would work with 3.5 as well, or
Yeah,
is it
I'm sure there's nothing, nothing big what can affect us.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess if we're going to be using Mike's editor, like the only one that is really important has Python installed is Mike, but I think I'll get it anyways. I mean, I might, after this tutorial, maybe I'll get a job with. Hey, Nawake.
Hi, okay. I think Inoke has some experience with Python as well.
Yeah. Mike, do you want to walk us through what you're doing? Because
yeah, so I was just reading through this here. I don't know whether I can just read through it or just explain. So what he's saying here is that he has
Hello.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hey.
Was testing my mic. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, so at the start of this README, it's saying like there's this Flask tutorial which I looked up to be here, that he's gone through like lots and lots of times, and he decided to add some TDD and JavaScript bit on it, TDD, JavaScript, and deployment on it. And then he just says that the requirement to complete this course maybe would be to understand the difference between get and post requests and how functions within an app handle each other, and then what requests and responses are, then how HTML pages are rendered and returned to the user. So I think those are the basic things that he expects guys to know. And then he goes ahead to say that this tutorial is powered by testdriven.io. Then you can support by purchasing the books and stuff. And then he says this is what we are building. It's just a form with this like a title somewhere, and then you can search and log out, and then you can create the form. Yeah. And he says for our requirements, we need to have Python 3.7, then Flask version 1.02, then SQL Alchemy 2.3.2, then Gunicon. So maybe just to explain roughly, Python is the language that you're using here. Flask is the framework. Then Flask SQL Alchemy. This is used for that database. For database management and stuff. It's like the ORM that they use, if I'm not wrong. And then the Gunicon is a server that that is used to serve maybe Flask, the Flask application that we're going to build. Yeah, it's so so he goes here and explains the red-green refactor cycle, which I hope we all understand. Questions can be thrown just in case. Where you write tests, the test fails, and then you make the test pass, and then you refactor your code. Yeah, and then it goes to describe what test-driven development is and all that. And now it dives into business and downloads Python 3.7. So this can be downloaded through python.org download to install Python 3.7. And then for the project setup,
what is it that you said there about VM?
VM where?
used to create isolated environments for development. Now, underneath
Yeah.
pip,
So
always utilize virtual environments.
yeah, Python works a little bit different from Rails and I'd say like those other languages. For example, in Rails for dependency management, we would have the gem file that has all the gems that we want to download, and then we have the gemfile.lock that contains the actual version of the gems that were downloaded during development, so that when you go for deployment, like the gems are the correct one that were used during deployment. Then Python initially, before they started using pipenv, I think what they've been doing is to create a virtual environment. Virtual environment just to it's like a small virtual space where you store your project specific dependencies. For example, so instead of having the gem file and all that, you'll have a virtual environment and have all your requirements installed within that virtual environment, and then you will export them to a requirement.txt file. For example, this guy, he creates a Python 3 or Python 2 virtual environment. Then within that, you activate that virtual environment, and then by doing source and activate, and then after activating that, you can deactivate it. But once it's activated, you can do pip install for your dependencies. Yes, but so it's just a way of managing the dependencies.
Yeah, so it's similar to the Node modules folder that you got, all your dependencies in the same folder. The only difference here, before you want to use it, you have to activate it. So it's a folder, and inside you got a bin folder and a activate command. And when you run it, then you got access to all the libraries inside this folder.
But this is something that we don't need to. It's not a separate install. It like gets installed with Python 7, for example.
Like here,
I think you will have to install.
Yeah, here with this command, Python -m venv. So
this will install.
Yeah, it creates this folder env or venv. I don't know which one is which. But basically it creates and then you have the second command source env bin activate. So this adds to your path, the libraries. So then you can use it. Without, if you don't this, you can still use the libraries, but you will have them, installed globally. So, So when you want to work on a couple of projects with different version of libraries, then with venv it's easier because you don't have any problems with versions and.
Right. I think this is how you can install your virtual env using pip.
All right.
And then after installing it, you can later go on and create the virtual environment. and then activate it to install the dependencies. Are you sharing your screen, Matt?
No. But I'm happy to like just follow what you're doing and try to get myself set up here as well. Like you don't need to.
Yeah.
So you're about to run that command there.
Yeah, I'm just creating that directory, and then maybe I create the virtual environment. And I think that's what he calls it. Yeah. Yeah, but lately I think there's been the developments with pipenv, which works mostly the same way as the gemfile and gemfile.clock.
So like you've done that, and it says like in that tutorial that you'll know that you're in the virtual environment because it'll say like env or whatever.
Yeah, I have to activate it. So if I do an ls, I don't think you can see, but here I have the env, so I can do source.
Maybe show us what's inside the env folder.
So I do cd env.
And don't you want to be inside of that Flask rtdd directory that you created?
Actually, so inside the env, okay, maybe I should just do ls. It's not so clear.
Yeah, lots of files. Yeah, when you do ls, it's easier to look.
All right.
So ls-al. So here we just have the bin directory and include and lib. So this is just inside the env. So Matt, what I was saying that when you activate your virtual environment, when you do like source.
Yeah. So I've
bin activate.
So I've tried doing that. Oh, you need to put .fish at the end.
Yeah, because you're using fish.
Okay.
Yeah, so this shell will be running on that virtual environment. So
yeah, okay.
It doesn't matter the directory you are at. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So now when you run echo, this command with spath $path and press enter, and the first line you can see that's it includes this folder what we run added now, Python Flask, env, bin, and all the files. You can use the files what are inside this folder bin.
Yeah.
So that's this command source, and yeah, that's that's how you use the virtual environment.
Yep. Cool. I've got my virtual environment activated now. That's cool.
Yeah, and then now you can do pip install.
Pip install Flask. Yeah, I did that, and then it told me that my pip version is old, and that
you should
consider upgrading with pip install upgrade pip, which I've done.
But still, it will install. Like it tells me that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's installed correctly.
Yeah.
It's telling me to click Werkzeug. I don't know what that is. Someone who developed it as German, huh?
Yeah, Werkzeug.
Yeah, Werkzeug.
So it says, let's start with a simple hello world app.
Touch app test.py. Then open it.
Maybe I can,
Share a live share.
yeah. And
All right. Even installing the my VS Code told me I don't have Pylint, and then I clicked on install, and it opened up like a terminal and did like a pip install Pylint.
yeah. So and okay, I'm not sure if you know what we are going through. We are just I've just shared the link on the GitHub tutorial on chat. So yeah, we found this. Like we arrived here when we had not decided what we do for the first day on this mob, but then now we found this tutorial. It's like a blog or something that this guy goes through creating a Flask TDD app, and we've just gone through creating the virtual environment and installing Flask, and now we are writing the first test. Yeah. So,
All right.
yeah. So yeah.
I can use Conda for the environment, right? Anaconda.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So
I copied and pasted his code, and then tried to run the test, and it's saying like module not found for named app. Oh, okay, that's what he says is going to happen. Okay.
yeah.
Now add the code for this to pass. Okay. Let's do that then. App.py. We got some like Sire and Harshdeep checking in with you because you guys have been quiet.
Did you guys manage to? Yeah, HDPC. Nice.
Yeah.
So Ashdeep, maybe you want to help with or do I just do the copy paste? Yeah, from our test.
So like, I don't know, maybe silly question, but like, so I have now like, I think I have like Python, I have aliased to use like Python 3, but then like if I do Python with like the version tag, it tells me like Python 3.5, but now like I've installed Python 3.7. And so if I do like Python 3.7 version, it's like 3.7.2. So like all these commands that like, there are some commands that he's preferencing like with Python 3, and there's some that he's just running with Python. And like in my case,
Yeah,
know,
you should
maybe
run with Python 3 or 3.7. I don't know what. Press Python and tab, and you will see what Python commands you have. Maybe
Okay.
write Python and.
Yeah, I have Python config, Python 2 config, 3, 3.5, 3.7.
Yeah, so
It's like
run with Python 3.7, and yeah, then instead of using Python
Okay. Yeah.
If you update the, like you were reading before how to change the Python version in Ubuntu, if you update this, then Python will point to Python 3.7.
Yeah.
Now
yeah.
it might be pointing to 3.5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I can fix that config later, maybe. All right. Well, I have a server running. Woohoo! Let's see what happens when you go to. Oh, it says "Hello World." All right. I probably could have guessed that. What does the code look like? Okay. Or Flask. And this is the. I was seeing this the other day. This is like, for me, it's a little strange about Python. It's like from Flask import Flask instead of like import Flask from Flask. It's like backwards.
Yeah, it's the other way.
I mean, I like I don't like the fact that they use like 4 spaces. I really don't like that. But that's just, I guess that's just Python, right?
Yeah. I saw someone who was coding JavaScript and he was writing like first, because in JavaScript it is the other way. You import component from React, but the guy was writing first going. One second. How you do this in JavaScript? I forgot now because I'm looking at the Python code and import component from React. So he was first writing React, and then his editor was picking up what's inside React, and he could use tab to not write the component, but here is other way. So when you write Flask, your editor knows what commands are inside Flask, so it's easier for the editor
right.
to pick up. You know what I mean? Because
yeah. It's like auto completion, right?
Yeah. So your editor knows that you want to use Flask, and then can go inside the libraries and check the exports. Yeah. So this way might be.
I think it's kind of cool. Is like there's no, you don't need to like. There's no ends. Like it's just like.
Yeah. What I found confusing when I was copying, from GitHub, and you not always copy the first line, with proper indentation, that you might have problems. So you have to keep an eye on this in Python.
It is indentation sensitive.
Yeah.
So like if I'm like, no, I don't like this 4 spaces, I'm just going to use 2 spaces, it won't work.
It will work, but you have to be consistent in the file, so it has to be the same on all lines. Like you cannot use 2 spaces and 4 spaces, 2 lines lower.
I mean, what happens if because I just added this linting, I wonder if it like auto corrects or something. It doesn't seem like it has. Interesting. Sire, we're going to say something?
Sorry. Go ahead.
Seems like overlapping.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know. Yeah.
Did you run the test first?
Yeah, I did. And it said no module found.
Okay, maybe so you can share a terminal. It's better for instead of switching between Hangouts and.
Why do? Where do I get the terminal? Down here.
Control and
Sorry.
Control and this button under escape. Tilde. Control and tilde. Then it opens terminal in Linux.
Who's got a MacBook?
Terminal. Yeah, it was there.
What?
In the 5th section, 1, 2, 3. In the 4th section, go down. Down. Yeah, 2 lines down. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a drop down called terminal as well.
I'm not sure how I can make this bigger. That's more clear. Yep. So I run Python. Yeah, fish. Fish.
Swimming fish.
I don't know, Mike. Maybe you have to share your screen for the recording, for the lives,
I have.
because your screen isn't.
Hello.
I think he was saying you're not showing your screen for the recording.
I'm not sharing my screen for the recording. Are we
Yeah.
even...
Did you click on yourself?
Okay. No, I've just done.
It was on my face the whole time.
As you're driving the code, so.
Sorry to anyone watching at home. Maybe I should have been sharing my screen that way at least. In my face.
Yeah. So this guy is saying unknown command all fish prompt. Let me try on this terminal. Python. Just try. Cannot import the name Flask. Okay. Was it with capital F? Yeah. Yeah, my fish is not working on the terminal here. Yeah. So maybe.
Okay.
Sorry.
So app equals Flask name, and it's saying.
You in line 3 you need 1 equal sign probably, not 2. Yes.
Oh yeah. And
yeah, run it again. Save and. Woo. Okay, that was the test. Run the file up py.
Python .py. Localhost 5000.
So this Flask SQL Alchemy, I need to do like a pip install for that, and so I do that inside the virtual environment. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got it enabled, yeah, like.
The virtual environment.
You've done the source and env bin activate, because otherwise it will be installed, somewhere in your system.
Yeah. I guess I could share my screen as well. Because like it was saying like that was kind of a prerequisite to doing the course, and then and that was before they started explaining things about like virtual environments, and they didn't say anything about installing it in the virtual environment. But
no, it will be later probably, because now we don't use the SQL Alchemy yet, so probably later it will be installed.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So in OK and Hashdeep, you want to add the static and templates directories?
Maybe we go through this code and
Okay.
try to understand it, what it does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, so the first line, I think everyone understands. Line 3.
So why is that app.root / before a function?
Mike?
This is I think it's they are called decorators.
Mm-hmm.
What do they do? I haven't used in Python that.
Yeah, so what it does, I think this decorator, it's from Flask. It adds a route to the function, so you can access the function through the browser.
Okay.
Yeah, so online, I'm not 100% sure about what we are doing, but yeah, on line 3 we create this variable app, which is basically a new Flask instance. The __ name, it's the double underscore, they call it dunder.
Yeah.
And this comes from, like, we can console log it or print name somewhere in this file, so we can see what's inside this variable. If you want to print this underscore name and run this file again, so we will see what's this variable. So because it's used again in this file.
Just
and run this, close it and run it again. It's on top. It's on top. So name is main. So when you run this file, we run in this file, Python and name of the file. So it gets this variable main. It can be imported from somewhere else. Then the name probably is something else.
Yeah.
But because it's the main file we are running, it's called main, and that's why in the last two lines we're checking if the name is main, and when it is, we run the app run function. So we start the app. Otherwise, it wouldn't be started. So that's the last, and the three lines here. At it's for calling decorators. Normally, in Python, like we got this app which we created, which is Flask .route. So it's a method on Flask, and the decorator, it wraps this function inside. In this route function. So decorators are functions. It's a simplified version to not write another function and have it inside, just have it in one line. So I understand it like that. Maybe someone can explain it better. But basically, it's a function from Flask that we are running.
Yeah, it adds functionality to this function. Like it brings like okay, I think how Python files, each and every Python file is referred to as a module, and within those modules you can have different functions that come with them. So like if we call this app equals Flask name, we are just creating a module here, and then with this we can use this function that belongs to the Flask module. So yeah, I think I can't think of a better explanation. But even the naming of the files, like Daniel is saying, for this file the name will be main. It just becomes the name of the module. So like if you try accessing another file from here, like for example, if you try accessing this file for unit uptest.py from this file, its name will be the name of this file, like uptest. But since we are now checking if this name is the main, that means it's for the current file.
So I don't know if you can see what I have open. This line of code from decorators, import decorator. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, you're sharing your screen. Yeah.
So here we got a simple function, say we, and it just prints we. And we got this decorator.
Sorry, though we can see your screen, but what you're sharing seems to be, it's like the systemd package.
Okay. Okay, one second.
Yeah.
Too many windows open. Okay, Google.
Yeah.
You're hacking something, Daniel.
Yeah, all right. Now you can see we got this function, say we. I will make it a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So this first line imports a decorator. We importing this. We have this on the Flask, so we imported Flask, and yeah, Flask has something like this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And writing it before the function, before any function, wraps this function in this decorator. So it's like I will show you in a second. We got a small function, say we, and it just prints we. So we calling this decorator, and this decorator, it's like that. It's defined here. So basically, inside we pass a function. You know, we can wrap any function. So that's just a name, and we call it inside 2 times, and then and then you know, by calling this say we, it just prints we 2 times.
Yep. So in our case, the decorator is this route that's saying, like, basically when the person goes to the root route, then call the hello function.
Yeah. It does a code from Flask. Normally it's a bit longer, but thanks to this decorator, we can write it in 1 line. We don't have to use it, any other way.
Yep.
And it uses the function that it's written before as an argument, so that yeah, for example, if you see the do twice takes in an argument function, and wherever it's called down there in the do twice in the say we, Kukula, you can scroll down.
Here.
Yeah, if you see at do twice, the decorator do twice, no argument is passed. So what it does, it picks the say we function as an argument, and that's what it's going to use up there to say we twice. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so that's this code, and yeah, and it's running, so we can go first then.
I need to get going in a couple minutes because we have the Human Connection meeting coming up in an hour, and I need to eat.
Yeah.
But I don't want to leave early either, so I'm not sure if there's if there's a natural stopping point soon that we're getting to, or I
Yeah.
know Steve is dropped off as well. I don't know if he's having internet issues or.
Oh,
Yeah, the call was scheduled for an hour. And yeah,
we
maybe
can finish now because when we start, then it will be. I don't think it will be good. Yeah, now is a good place to finish and pick up next week.
Yep.
Because,
I mean,
here we start.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We do. I was going to say we do have one. There's like one other thing in the first test that's like adding the SQL schema. That's like just maybe we could mob type, copy and paste, but I'm not sure if I'm still not clear.
Yeah, I think it's better next week because we have to understand the code as well. So just adding it today, we're gonna be lost next week, and otherwise we can start from the setup. This was just an introduction. It has nothing to do with the app really. So it was just how to run the tests and hello world.
Yeah, for sure. Like just getting familiar with.
So yeah, it was a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice trailer, Kukula. Yeah. So maybe we
can wrap up.
Yeah. And this also Kukula, you did not explain this.
The last, I thought about it. We checked that the name is main.
Yeah.
We checked that the name is main. So if the name is main, we run this app. Otherwise, we don't run this. We can still use the code. We can import it somewhere else, but it will not be run at that time. So when we import it in another file, we can call it from there whenever we want. But now we want to start it, so yeah, we check it. This doesn't have to be here. If you remove this if name main, just leave the app run. It will still run the app when you run Python, but yeah, it's not that flexible. Then when you want to import it from somewhere else, it will run this again, and you don't always want to your library to run when you import it.
Yeah. So I think what Kukula means is just calling app.py. When you call app.py, that's when it checks if name is main, meaning if the file that we are calling with Python here is called app.py. So if name is main, so if in case this file is imported from another file, maybe another Python file, and you run that file here, it will check if name is main, and name will not be main. Name will be the name of that other file. So it will not run. So if it's calling it here, that's what name checks, and then that's when it does app run. So this just ensures that app run is not called when you import this file on another file.
Yeah, I have an idea how to explain it. So you can have a bigger app and and you want to have a hello world root. Yeah. So, but depending on some other things, you might want to have at this root once hello world and another time something else. So then depending on some other logic, you run this app run, or you don't run it. You run other file and have something else on the index root.
Yeah. Nice.
So how long will this mob will take place? Or more?
How long will?
This mob will take place.
Mob.
When
This
when
Python
you
Flask mob.
are you saying like how many weeks, or are you like asking?
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. This is the first episode, right?
Yeah.
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 So
I don't think we've
Yeah.
said any like specific
Uh,
things.
uh,
yeah. So
will you
what
do
happened?
something?
What happened is that I just scheduled it for now. You know,
Voices.
currently on Tuesdays or on Thursdays at such a time there is the Champion One mob, but that happens once every 2 weeks. But it's up to us in this mob to decide if we can get a better timing for this, so that we can have it like every week. Because currently it's scheduled for once every 2 weeks, but that's no problem. We can, if we can identify the correct time for everyone, we can just change the time, and so that it does not interfere with the Champion One pairing session, and we can have it each and every. We can look for some space on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I don't know, so that we have it, because it's interesting, you know. What do you guys think?
So this time is okay for me. For the next month, I don't know. You know, when I go to the new job, I don't have to I don't have time. Probably in the mornings like now. But yeah, for the next month, it's okay for me.
Okay. Like Thursday
any day between, starting from now to
okay.
maybe 1 or 2 hours later, but
Okay.
yeah, but don't look at me, just, you know, because I'm gonna go with other stuff as well. Yeah, but I might try to, you know, explain you some things, but I'm not sure if I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps having people who are experienced working with it be able to help explain it, and different. I think different people explain it in a little bit different ways. So, and even if you're explaining the same thing, having like the perspective of different people is sometimes helps to click in someone's head. So, really appreciate that. And I guess the same for as for Daniel, that I've told you, Mike, I can't guarantee I'm going to be there every week or every other week. Like I'll try to make it when I can. So I don't want to say like this is a good time for me, because then in my mind that's saying like, hey, I'll be there every week, which I unfortunately I can't guarantee that,
Yeah. Maybe I'll try scouting again for some time around this hour. Yeah, but I think mostly AV stuff have them all covered. So
yeah, it's I like that you're kind of trying to go outside of like those regular AV hours, but that can have its own challenges as well, So
yeah, because
I think like the original plan was to do it like before I even wake up, and that was like then that would like for sure I wouldn't be able to make it. But so I guess of those two I prefer this time. But then it depends. Like we're on a sprint week this week, and but I'm able to join today because like Sam's sick, and so I'm gonna so I can kind of write my own schedule for when I'm doing the sprint stuff, But
yeah. Okay. I think I think right now maybe we just leave it for biweekly, but I will I will scout for another time so that we can have it the bi-weekly.
Can I just ask about that? When you say you were saying that the thing that might be conflicting with it is the Championer one, the Phoenix one meeting.
Phoenix one, yeah. No,
I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rely on that actually happening regularly because, like Federico's already said that he's not really available during the AV hours anymore, and so he was talking about like if we wanted to run it, we could run it ourselves, and if not, then he would run it like at 1:15 a.m. UTC, which is like right before the daily code kickoff. So I think like maybe he'll end up moving that event, you know, and then you can kind of like take over the slot that has a little bit of overlap every week.
Yeah, but I think there is normally the Phoenix one pairing session and the Phoenix one kickoff, which normally takes place at the same time.
Yeah, so that's what I just said. That's not when you say normally takes place, like it hasn't always taken place, and it's probably not going to take place in the future at that time. You know.
Okay.
Like, I mean, talk to Federico, but like he's made it clear that he's at the moment he's not available during that time. That's why he's not like, you know, the Elixir Mob is like something that he really would like to run, but he's not available at that time anymore. So, and he already said like he put there on the he put there today saying that like he's not going to run it at that time, like, and that he's going to run it maybe at 1:15 a.m. You know. So I mean I don't see that as a conflict anymore. But like you know you could talk to him if you'd like to confirm that, you know. But
okay, yeah, I think I'll reach out to him and see.
Yeah, cool.
And
yeah, because I mean it would be nice weekly, you know. Like I think it's already difficult. Like I find it's already difficult. Like and with the Elixir Mob, for example, it's already kind of difficult to learn some technology or some language if you're only doing it like once a week for an hour, you know, like an hour passes by so quickly, especially like when you're in a group of people, and like it's already difficult. I think like, you know, I mean, ideally, I guess all of us would be spending time using that outside of the mob, but like that's not always realistic, you know. I think like the diversity of like languages and technologies that AV like supports and uses like means that, you know, there's just not enough time in the day, even if you spend, you know, 24 hours a day coding to be, you know, using the language enough to where you're going to learn quickly. Like I at least I find like, so if you do it once every 2 weeks, then I don't know. I think that would be a shame because I feel like once a week is at least worth giving it a try to learn. But like once every 2 weeks is like kind of, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll talk to Federico.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kukula has some.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I really like that actually, Kukula, because I sometimes tend to just like, you know, like, okay, this is the tutorial, like copy and paste this and stuff, and then it's like, let's move on to the next thing, and it's like, wait a minute, but no, but I feel like I'll probably, you know, learn what it's doing as I keep using it, but sometimes it's good to go a little bit slower and try to and like explain what the things are doing, you know. So that's a really good perspective that you bring.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. Happy Pythoning.
Yes. Thank you. See you soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was good.